Am I the a-hole for asking my dad why I should reward his cheating and breaking up our family when he told me I shouldn't punish him for being happy? A couple of years ago, my dad told my mom he wanted a divorce and went to be with his high school crush. It was a total surprise to my mom, me, 19 male, and my siblings, 15 female, 13 female, and 10 male. Dad said he never cheated, but when he reconnected with this woman, all the feelings he had before came back. And he wanted his chance with her since she was the one he missed out on back then. He even admitted he never got over her and always knew he'd leave if he got his chance with her. I've wanted nothing to do with him since, and my siblings feel similarly, only they get no choice since he has equal custody with my mom. They make life awful for him and his girlfriend though, and all three hope he stops making them socialize with them soon. Since he left my mom, he has tried with me too. He invited me to family dinners and tried to set up a time for me to meet his girlfriend and for us to figure out a way forward. The only time I responded was to that last part, and I told him the only way forward was no contact. The only time I've seen my dad in the last 2 years was at my mom's house for my brother's 10th birthday. He got there early so he could talk to me. He told me he thought it was time I stopped punishing him, and that I shouldn't punish him in the first place for doing something to make him happy, and that it had no impact on me. I asked him how he figured that when he broke up our family and cheated. I said it was still emotional cheating when he was ready to leave my mom if that woman snapped her fingers. My dad emphasized the fact that he never cheated, and he told me it was nothing to do with me anyway. I told him it has everything to do with me when it changed my family and disrupted my life. I asked him why I should reward those things and why I'd want his kind of influence in my life. I told him I didn't give a damn about his happiness or the woman he's with, and that he was out of luck if he thinks he will ever get my seal of approval or get me to spend time with him and her. My dad said my mindset was all wrong and that us having a relationship doesn't reward him. It's good for me, and it could add another woman to my life who would be supportive and compassionate when I need it. He said it's what my siblings and I are missing out on by rejecting his girlfriend and future wife. He also called me an a-hole for framing things in the worst possible light and for even thinking about this as rewarding versus not. I had to walk away because he was ready to keep going, and I didn't want it to spill into my brother's party. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Oh my god, he actually said you're missing out by rejecting his girlfriend? How far did he have to twist himself to get that far up his own butt for that viewpoint? What about your father missing out on his children because he can't think with anything but his junk, not the a-hole? He believes that too. He never expected us to be mad or hurt by his choices, and he truly believed everything would be perfect for him. Everyone else's feelings were unimportant or just supposed to be like his. So you aren't supposed to have any feelings about your life and stable place being rocked because he got horny for Barbara from gym class? The fact he has zero remorse for 1. Using a woman for several years wasting her life when she could have been with someone who actually loved her, and 2. Having several children with her knowing he'd leave her and them, shows what kind of person he is. I don't associate with people like this. I don't blame you or your siblings for not wanting to put up with his self-absorbed POS. Over 20 years of her life he wasted. She loved him and committed to him, and he never did it back. He was just waiting for that woman to come back so he could be with her. Not the a-hole. My dad cheated. My brother and I were young and now older are no contact with him. If he was hung up on his ex, he shouldn't have married your mom. This is what I'm talking about. His very first mistake was stringing mom along and probably other women before he met her. He was always going to leave someone for this woman he's with now, and that's crappy to do to anyone. Next story. Am I the a-hole for kicking my mentally ill brother out of my house when he was treating my wife like garbage? So I am 34 male. I am married and own a home with my wife, 26 female in Los Angeles. My younger brother is 32 male, and he has never lived on his own. He lived with my dad until around 24, then moved into his girlfriend's parents' house until he was maybe 28. They broke up, so my dad gifted him a condo above his business. He got a ton of free passes from my dad. He trashed the condo, didn't take care of anything, and my dad finally decided to retire and sell it because he couldn't take it anymore. My brother is also on his third car. all bought by our grandfather. About 3 to 4 months ago was when he got kicked out. He came to our door begging, and I knew exactly how it was going to go. I told him he had 1 month to get his act together, and I kept caving. My wife is an actress, and she only books about once every 6 months. She does auditions and classes daily for an hour or two, and she mostly does housewife stuff. I told him right off the bat that she was not doing any of it for him. I don't care if he's working 5 jobs. He is doing his own laundry, cleaning, and cooking. Of course, he left messes, threw his laundry on the floor, and made the argument that he is working full-time and she's not. I was like, this is her home. Then when I told him he'd have to pay bills 2 months in, he got mad and said my wife does not pay bills. She is my wife, and she takes care of our home. Anytime I told him to stop making extra work for her, he would say, she's a housewife. She's doing it for you, so I don't understand why she can't for me. He even asked why I get to have my laundry done and meals cooked for me, but he can't, and said he works as much as me. It drove me crazy. He also would make noises while my wife was in auditions, which was frustrating for her. Not even accidental, like screaming while watching a sports game 5 seconds after we told him she was going on Zoom. This was one of my breaking points. She has dedicated her whole life to this since she was like 9. When I started making good money, the first thing I was excited about was that she could focus on her dreams. She finally got a good agent, and the auditions she gets are huge. She is on cloud 9. As soon as he started doing this, I noticed she was getting stressed. One of the main issues is that he works nights. He was there all day while I was at work, and if she asked him to be quiet, he did not care. He said he didn't consider it a career and didn't think she'd make it, so he didn't feel the need to care, as if her making it or not changed anything about it being her home and her dreams. If I was home and told him to shut up, he would. However, during the day, he did not listen to her and made her cry. That was the day I told him to get out. He's had enough free passes. It's time to grow up. My other brothers got mad and said I'm heartless because he's struggling mentally. But the guy has been struggling mentally since he was 16 and has never attempted therapy, meds, anything. He just cries and relies on everyone to do everything. Mostly you're the a-hole because you let him move in. Then when it got worse, you waited months before kicking him out. She got an agent. For Pete's sake, what an accomplishment. He actively sabotaged your wife's auditions. Your wife suffered due to your procrastination with mishandling your brother. I agree. I have a ton of regrets. I thought maybe it was my chance to help him down a better path, but I should have kicked him out sooner. Not the a-hole. Mental health issues are an explanation, not an excuse. Sounds like your brother's issue isn't mental health, so much as being an a-hole who also happens to have mental health struggles. Does he even have a legit diagnosis? No diagnosis, no treatment, no therapy? That's a no-go. No diagnosis. For years he has threatened our family and his ex with suicide if they didn't help him. After I kicked him out, he texted my wife saying he was going to go drive off a cliff. That's how he kept his ex around for years. Every time she tried to leave, he threatened to end his life. I didn't know about him doing that to her at the time, or I would have stepped in. But as soon as I saw that text, I was done with him completely. Not only is he kicked out, he is blocked. I know he texted her instead of me because she's my weakness, and he assumed if he upset her enough, I'd tell him to come back. I even offered to pay for his therapy while he was staying with us, and he got mad. Next story. Am I the a-hole for photoshopping my nieces and nephews out of the pictures I posted online? My 27 female sister-in-law, my husband's sister 38 female, decided about a year ago that she does not want her kids' faces posted on social media. She still posts almost daily family photos, but always with stickers covering the kids' faces. I only post on social media for special events. My friends list is mostly family and a few friends back home, Middle East. My grandma especially loves logging into Facebook to see pictures of my kids. She often messages me afterward to talk about them, and sometimes even shows the photos to her group of friends back home. She has told me this. I am okay with a bunch of grannies seeing the pictures. At my son's 5th birthday recently, I was taking photos. My sister-in-law approached me and said she does not want anyone online to see her kids' faces. I said I understood. Later, she told my husband, 40 male, that she thinks it is weird that we are okay with exposing our kids online and that it is just bad parenting. My husband laughed and said we are not Instagram famous like her, since she has quite a few followers, and that no one really cares. He told her to relax. Instead of putting stickers on her kids' faces, I photoshopped them out of the pictures before posting online. My grandma sometimes prints photos, and stickers would look odd. Also, my sister-in-law does not want her kids' pictures posted online anyway. My sister-in-law later called furious. She said I was being a vindictive a-hole and that it looked like her kids were not at the party or did not matter. My husband backed me up and said she was overreacting. He told her that I respected her wishes and did not post her kids' pictures online and that I do not owe her an apology. My sister-in-law blocked both of us. My mother-in-law says we should explain the misunderstanding better and just apologize to end this argument. Do I owe her an apology? Was I an a-hole? She told you not to post her kids' faces, so you didn't. Now she's mad about it? Some people just want to be offended no matter what you do. I don't get her logic. I don't want to post stickers. Maybe the stickers are virtue signaling? Look at me. I'm a conscientious parent. Praise me for my conscientious parenting. You do it too, so I can be a trendsetter. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. That is crazy. She can't have it both ways. My husband says she wanted the stickers to make a point out, my kids are protected. Look at me. I'm the good mom. Mother-in-law thinks she feels like we eliminated her kids. Okay, that makes sense. She wants to virtue signal. You mentioned followers. Is she an influencer? Not really an influencer, but has many followers, about 12,000. Not the a-hole. It's not like you went out of your way to post online, tagging her and saying, since you don't want your kids online, now none of y'all are posted online, like that other post. You respected her wishes that she doesn't want other people on social media to see her kids, so you took them out of the picture. However, I would have asked your brother and sister-in-law if they were okay with you sending grandma, via email or private chat, the photos where their kids appear. I mean, it's not like you would have posted her children online, but I assume if grandma can check Facebook, she can check some messages with pictures. Given that all the kids are small and considering everyone's ages, Granny can't be that old as to not have a smartphone. My mother knows how to work the basics of her smartphone, and she's 80. Maybe see if they want you to send grandma the photos. Did you send them the photos that include their children via chat so they can do as they please with them? You might also want to teach sister-in-law that stickers can be easily removed, and if she wants stickers for posting online, she should scribble over or delete the faces. There are apps that let you manually blur things and even blur the blur. On top of that, she can still put the stickers. My husband is an IT manager and explained this to her. She didn't care and told him he was wrong. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling everyone involved what my best friend's husband did? I kind of feel like a jerk for saying unkind things about my best friend's husband. At the same time, I thought that everyone who went out of their way to come help them deserved an explanation as to why they had to be out in minus 40 degrees weather. Yesterday, I, 36 female, got a frantic call from my best friend, 36 female. She said that both she and her husband, 35 male, were stuck at the gas station because both cars wouldn't start. While this sounds unrealistic to some, this is in a northern state during an Arctic blast of minus 40 degrees weather. Batteries stop working in that kind of cold. My friend told me that her husband called her to give him a jump, and when she got there and tried to jump his car, hers suddenly shut off, and then wouldn't start. Naturally, I already have jumper cables in my trunk, so I headed straight to the gas station where they were both stuck. I tried her husband's car first, and nothing worked. Then I tried my friend's car, same thing. I called my husband, 40 male, for assistance. He came with a high-powered battery jumper pack. He tried both vehicles, but nothing worked. Now we were stumped. My husband called his brother-in-law, who is a mechanic. My brother-in-law showed up with, pardon my ignorance, a few tools to test different parts. He couldn't find anything wrong. After 3 hours, everyone was frozen stiff and ready to call it quits. They all left. I called for a tow truck to get both vehicles. While waiting for the tow truck, I was calling every car shop in town to find an opening for even one of the two vehicles. It was at this moment that my friend's husband told me that he was pretty sure both vehicles wouldn't start because he had poured half a gallon of antifreeze into both gas tanks. I was shocked into silence. He had kept this to himself for 3 hours while all of us worked in the cold trying to help them. I texted this to my husband and brother-in-law. They were pissed and refused to come back out. I finally found a shop close by that was still open. They agreed to take both vehicles. Once everything was taken care of, my friend offered to buy me dinner. At the restaurant, I told her that I had texted my husband and brother-in-law about what he did. She became upset because she felt that it made her husband look stupid. Since we found a shop that could fix it, I should have just not said anything. She called her husband, and for nearly 15 minutes I could hear him yelling at her over the phone. She tried to calm him down by saying it was okay, everything would work out. He didn't need to worry about it, his parents would be back tomorrow, etc. Apparently, her husband felt emasculated and was afraid that all of us thought he was stupid. Keep in mind that nobody had said a word to him about it. I can see where he is coming from, though. I imagine that this situation likely brought out one of his biggest sensitivities and fears of public rejection. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband and brother-in-law the stupid thing he did? She became upset because she feels that it makes her husband look stupid. She's right. It does make her husband look stupid because he did an objectively stupid thing. That isn't the part that actually makes him stupid, though. I do objectively stupid things every damn day, and I'm sure I'm not alone or stupid. The part that actually makes him stupid is that he let all of the kind, selfless people who came out to help him struggle for hours in the icy freaking cold, rather than sheepishly fessing up. Not the a-hole. Tell your friend you're sorry her husband has such a tiny, fragile ego, and that it would have been a funny story if he'd just come clean right away. And now he just looks controlling and abusive for yelling at his wife about it. That doesn't make him stupid. That makes him an a-hole. Stay quiet and hope no one finds out and literally risk someone losing a finger or toe. Or fess up and everyone goes home maybe slightly annoyed at the stupid mistake, but not angry at the lie by omission. People die in -40 weather. He preferred to save face over people's safety. Not the a-hole. Why are you the one calling tow trucks and shops to get it fixed? Does your friend's husband often yell at her like that? Yeah, I couldn't understand that either. OP, why was this your and your family's problem after you couldn't get a jump start? Seems like that should have been the point that your role as a helpful friend was over. You wiped their butts for them too?